In Okporo village, Adeez was the kind of girl people never stopped talking about. Her beauty could quiet a noisy market. Women admired how neat and graceful she was. Men would pretend to buy tiny items near her stand just to see her more closely. People often said, if beauty were a person, it would be Adeez. Her small POS stand was always crowded. Many believed that using her machine brought them good luck. But only Adeez knew the truth behind her charming smile. Adeez belonged to a secret witch coven. Her POS machine was not ordinary. It was a spiritual trap. Anyone who inserted their card into it had their soul secretly tied to the coven. At first, Adeez cried and resisted. But over time, fear pushed her into silence. Every customer she served was unknowingly walking toward a sad destiny. There was Pomadu, the tomato seller, who came one morning to withdraw 5,000 Nigerian nairas. He joked, "My daughter, your beauty can cure sickness." 7 days later, his entire tomato shop burned down in a late-night fire. Auntie Nkem, a pregnant woman, who withdrew money for antenatal care. She laughed with Adeez and even gave her some banana. Exactly 1 week later, her husband died mysteriously in his sleep. Chidera, a playful university boy, who always flirted with Adeez. He withdrew 3,000 Nigerian nairas to buy fuel for his generator. Within 7 days, he lost his admission and scholarship after a sudden fight on campus. Chief Okofor, a rich man who believed nothing could shake his wealth, withdrew 50,000 Nigerian nairas from Adeez's POS. 7 days later, his 2-story building collapsed in a strange accident. Every tragedy, every loss, every sorrow was linked to Adeez's stand. Every midnight, her spirit appeared in the witches' coven, where she knelt before Queen Mother Nwani, while the witches rejoiced over the souls they had collected through her. Adeez hated her life, but escape was impotent. One hot Tuesday afternoon, something unusual happened. A shiny black car parked right in front of her stand. Adeez looked up and froze. A young man stepped out, tall, dark, handsome, smelling expensive. His presence commanded the air. He smiled. "Good afternoon, you look surprised." Adeez blinked. "Oh, you smell so nice. What's the name of that perfume?" He laughed softly. "You haven't even asked my name, and you're already asking about my cologne." She blushed for the first time in years. "Okay, sir, what is your name?" "My name is Tond," he said. "I came to this town for business. I need to withdraw some cash. Do you have 1 million Nigerian nairas?" Adeez's heart jumped. Another soul to deliver. She collected his card. Their fingers touched for a moment. She felt a strange chill run through her. She processed the transaction, gave him the cash, and they exchanged numbers. But as Tond drove away, a cold wind brushed the back of her neck. A whisper came to her ear. "This one is different." Unknown to Adeez, Tond was a fraudster. He ran a secret network, training youths in internet fraud. He was heavily protected by a feared witch doctor, Boba Ogun, who had fortified him with charms that blocked spiritual attacks, blocked summons, even blocked death for a time. That night, the moon turned red as Adeez appeared in the witch coven. Queen Mother Nwani sat on a dark throne. "Adeez," she commanded, "summon the man you serve today." Adeez stepped forward and placed her hands on a large black mirror. Smoke swirled inside. She whispered Tond's name. Nothing appeared. She called again, louder, still nothing. The mirror refused to light up. "What kind of man is this?" Queen Mother Nwani asked. "Did his card enter your machine?" "Yes, Mother," Adeez answered. "We even joked." He smiled. "I gave him his money." The witches murmured in confusion. "Then why can't we pull his spirit?" They didn't know that Tond's spiritual protections were blocking them. For the first time ever, a soul had escaped Adeez's trap. Anger swept through the coven. "You must get closer to him," the Queen Mother ordered. "We must break his protection. You have 2 weeks to deliver his soul. If you fail..." She paused. You will die. Addis bowed her head, trembling. The punishment was real. The coven never forgave failure, and she had no idea what kind of monster she was about to face. Over the next days, Addis played her role perfectly. She called Tond, laughed at his jokes, asked about his business. He also drew closer, calling late at night to tease her and praise her beauty. On the outside, it looked like romance. Inside, Addis' heart was a ticking clock. 14 days. Time was running. But she didn't know that Tond was watching her too. Boba Ogun had once warned him. Beware of a woman whose eyes shine too brightly. She carries death inside her. Tond didn't trust easily. He sensed something strange in her constant gentle smile, her soft questions, her harmless village girl act. To Tond, Addis was a threat. To Addis, Tond was a sacrifice. They were both lying. Both dangerous. Both on dark missions. One Friday morning, Tond finally invited her to his house. "We need to talk in private," he said in a charming voice. Addis smiled sweetly, hiding her fear and her mission. Deep inside, she felt danger breathing beside her. That evening, Addis dressed and looked at herself in a small mirror. She was still beautiful, but her eyes were tired of fear, secrets, and living between two worlds. The coven had given her 14 days. 4 were already gone. As she took a bike to Tond's neighborhood, she whispered, "Addis, be strong. You can do this." Tond's house was big and modern, with expensive cars in the compound. A place where spiritual power and corrupt wealth lived together. He opened the door with his usual charming smile. "Addis, you look even more beautiful today." She forced a blush, though fear crawled down her spine. Inside, the house smelled of costly furniture and cologne. Soft lights glowed on the walls. But beneath the beauty, Addis felt a heavy, hostile energy. Tond offered her a drink. "Relax. You're shaking." She laughed softly, hiding her trembling fingers. They talked. He asked about her life. She lied smoothly, pretending to be harmless and innocent. But Tond's eyes stayed sharp and calculating. Then he asked, "Addis, do you believe in spiritual things?" Her heart stopped for a second. "I don't really know about that," she answered with a quick smile. He leaned closer. "You look like someone who has seen the other side of life." She forced a laugh. "What do you mean?" Tond didn't answer. He stood up. "Let me get you something stronger to drink." As he walked away, Addis' head started to spin. Her vision blurred. Her body felt weak and cold. "You are losing control," a small voice in her mind whispered. Tond returned with a drink. The moment she took a sip, her strength left her. Her eyes closed. Her body collapsed. Tond smiled. Sacrifice. Addis drifted between sleep and reality. She felt herself being dragged. She tried to open her eyes, but they refused. In that dreamlike state, she saw witches chanting, Tond laughing, Queen Mother Nwani screaming her name. When she finally opened her eyes, she was lying on a cold tiled floor. The room was dim. Thick red candles surrounded her. Her hands were tied. Tond stepped into the room, calm and confident. "So, you finally woke up," he said. Addis' breath shook. "What is happening?" she whispered. He knelt beside her, brushing her hair gently. "You think I don't know who you are? You think I didn't see the marks on your skin? Didn't feel the spirit you carry? I don't understand," she lied. "Oh, you do," his voice turned darker. "You are not just a POS girl. You work for something evil. A coven." Tears filled her eyes. "Tond, please. I didn't choose this life. They forced me." He laughed coldly. "And I should pity you. No. I will use you." He sprinkled powder around her. Dark chants filled the room. Addis screamed, calling on the Queen Mother, calling on the witches, but no help came. Tond leaned close and whispered, Your soul will make me richer. Those were the last words she heard before darkness swallowed her. Addis died before midnight. Her body lay still, eyes frozen in pain. Thorn stood over her lifeless form, breathing hard, satisfied. He had performed the ritual. He felt new power rising within him. His phone buzzed with congratulations from his fraud group. Baba Ogun called to confirm the sacrifice was successful. Thorn walked around the room, celebrating. Then something unexpected happened. A cold wind blew through the locked room. The candles flickered. From a corner, a soft voice whispered. Thorn. He froze and turned slowly. Addis was standing behind him. Her feet did not touch the ground. Her hair floated around her face. Her once beautiful eyes were now dark and endless. No, this is impossible, Thorn stammered. Addis' ghost moved closer, her voice calm but full of pain. You used me? I never wanted this life. I never wanted to be a witch. Thorn tried to run, but the door slammed shut by itself. The temperature dropped. His breath came out in white puffs. He fell to his knees. Addis, please forgive me. But forgiveness was no longer possible. Addis raised a hand. Thorn felt something seize his throat. For the first time in his life, he felt true fear of death. Her ghost vanished. He ran out of the ritual room, shaking. But that was only the beginning. A spirit freed. Thorn didn't sleep that night. He turned on all the lights, played loud music, anything to drown out the silence. But silence is stronger than sound. At 3 a.m., the lights blinked, once, twice, 3 times. A cold whisper brushed his ear. He screamed. By morning, he rushed to Baba Ogun, the witch doctor, and told him everything. Baba Ogun listened and sighed. She has risen, he said. But I did the ritual properly, Thorn protested. You killed a servant of another coven, Baba Ogun explained. You touched what belonged to their queen. The chain that bound her has been broken. Now, she is free. Free to do what? Thorn asked. To take revenge. The witch doctor placed a small black stone in his hand. This will give you 3 days. After that, nothing can protect you. Thorn nodded weakly, but inside he knew the truth. Addis' spirit was not waiting 3 days. She had already begun. While Thorn was running around looking for protection, the witch's coven was in disorder. Queen Mother Nwani sat on her throne, shaking with rage. Addis is dead, she announced. The hall fell silent. One witch whispered. But she still appears in the mirror. Yes, the queen replied. Because she is dead in the physical world, but still alive in the spirit realm. The man who killed her has broken our laws. A wave of anger swept through the coven. We used her. We controlled her. She was ours. Only we had the right to take her life. Now someone else has touched what belonged to us. Another witch asked. What about the souls she collected? Queen Mother Nwani said. Her death has opened the gates of sorrow. The souls she trapped are now restless. All over Okporo village, strange things began to happen. Poor Madu dreamed that his burnt shop rebuilt itself, and he heard someone calling his name. Ontinkem heard her late husband calling her at night. Chidera dreamt of Addis standing at the edge of a river, telling him to run. Chief Okofo saw shadows dancing around his collapsed building. The souls Addis had collected were waking up. A storm had begun in the spirit wood. Thorn went home, clutching the black stone, and placed it under his pillow. He tried to convince himself that he was safe. At exactly 12 noon, he heard footsteps, slow, dragging footsteps. Who is there? He called. No answer. The sound grew louder. He searched the whole house. Nothing. Then he opened his bedroom door. His pillow was torn open. The black stone was gone. Cold sweat broke out on his forehead. No, no, no. From a corner, a soft humming began. It was a familiar tune, Addis' favorite song. Thorn's legs went weak. Addis, please. A voice behind him whispered. You killed me. He spun around, nothing. He ran outside, jumped into his car, and sped away. But spirits don't need doors or roads. As he drove, he looked in the rearview mirror. Addis was sitting in the back seat, staring at him. Ton screamed and lost control of the car. It swerved and crashed into a tree. As he lost consciousness, he heard her voice. We are not finished, Ton. This is only the beginning. He woke up in the hospital, bandaged and weak. The doctor said he was lucky. But he didn't feel lucky. He felt cursed. That night, the electricity in the hospital went off. Darkness swallowed everything. A dim red glow appeared in the corner of his ward. Addis floated toward him. Other patients screamed and ran. Ton tried to move but fear pinned him to the bed. Spirits do not stop until justice is complete. While Addis tormented Ton in the physical ward, the coven prepared their final plan. His time is close, Queen Mother Noni said. A young witch asked. Why didn't we save Addis when he killed her? The queen sighed. Addis was loyal, but she was also weak. When she started falling for him, she stopped listening to us. Once a witch dies outside the secret circle, she becomes a restless wanderer. She belongs to no one. Not even to us. But our debts must be avenged. Ton must pay. They formed the circle and chanted. Let his shadow reject him. Let his spirit tear apart. Let fear consume him. Let guilt destroy him. The flames rose higher. Addis, the queen whispered. You are free to destroy him. But you must end his life with your own hands. His death belongs to you alone. In the hospital corridor, Addis' spirit lifted her head. She heard the coven's call. Ton's heart began to crumble from inside. He ran from the hospital barefoot, pushing people aside. He ran into the bush, then into an abandoned building, crying. Please leave me alone. The door creaked open by itself. A voice echoed. You cannot run from me. A hand touched his shoulder. He screamed. His mind shattered. He talked to himself, yelled at shadows, slept in his car because he feared the house. His boys came to check on him. Boss, what happened? Who did this to you? Ton only pointed at an empty corner. She's standing there. She's waiting. They fled in fear. By evening, Ton couldn't eat or think straight. He laughed and cried at the same time. Then Addis appeared for the last time, not as a monster, but just as Addis. Beautiful. Sad. Human. Ton froze. Addis, please. I'm sorry. She sighed. Ton, we both lived wrong. We both destroyed lives. But everything has an end. What do you want from me? He asked. Peace, she whispered. For me, and for you. A cold wind filled the room. Ton felt his heart beat slow. His breath weakened. Addis touched his forehead softly. He stood up, walked out of his mansion, and went straight to the nearby bridge without looking back. There he whispered. Forgive me. He stepped off. His body was found hours later. Okporo village mourned. 2 young lives gone. 2 destinies destroyed by greed, wickedness, and dark powers. In the end, Addis and Ton became a story parents told their children. A story about choices. A story about greed. A story about the consequences of evil. A story that began and ended with 1 POS machine and 1 deadly transaction. Moral lessons from the story. 1. Evil never gives true protection. Witchcraft, fraud, and charms may look powerful, but they always come with a price. In the end, both Addis and Ton paid with their lives. 2. Greed destroys destinies. Addis wanted safety, Ton wanted power and money. Both allowed evil to use them, and many innocent people suffered before they themselves fell. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in my next turn.